Happy Sunday. I cannot believe it's already Sunday. This weekend just completely flew by. I was reading an article today. There's a website specifically for travel advisors that kind of provides updates and things of that nature. And one of the things that was brought up is just the continual switch in Europe when it comes to cruising. And one of the things that comes up a lot is that these cruises are, these ports, so like Cannes, Venice, things of that nature are really focused on smaller sustainable cruises versus the mega lines. So more and more ports in Europe specifically, but also Alaska has been talking about this, is limiting the amount of people who are on cruises. For example, the city of Cannes is only allowing ships up to 1,000 people. So this is different from those mega cruise ships that you look at that are 5,000 to 6,000 people. I will be honest, it is not my favorite style of cruising anymore. I just feel like you get more value when you do the smaller ships. And so that's going to be in a lot of places. Amsterdam is talking about it. So Venice is another one. So you'll see a lot of cruise ships that say they go to Venice. However, there are actually 3 ports when people say they're going to Venice. There is the city of Venice, and you can only get there if you're on a ship of less than 300. So think like Atlas Ocean Voyages. There's a couple of Silver Seas cruises, Panat, things of that nature. Then there's also one that's 30 to 40 minutes outside of the city, and that is where ships that are under 1,000. So it's usually like 10,000 tonnage is the whole terminology for it. So basically, if you're going to be doing, and then that's going to be where like your Oceanas, your Azumaras, and that, so you're closer to the city. And then if you are with a large cruise ship, you are actually about 2 to 3 hours away from the city of Venice if you stop there, even if it's your first cruise, if it's like the first stop of your cruise, if it's the last. So when you are doing that, make sure that you are planning for that sort of experience when you are doing that small, going to Europe. And I am not saying anything bad about the large cruise ships, especially if you're doing like multi-generational. There's more things to do on the big ones, and you can do it where you get more of an exclusive experience. So NCL has the Haven, which has its own private like dining room. It is an amazing experience. The clients I've had that go on the Haven, it's basically like a micro ship inside of the huge ship. So the kids can go out and play. You also have that with like the Yacht Club, the Retreat. So Yacht Club is with MSC, the Retreat is with Celebrity. So there are tons of options. And so I just kind of want to make sure that you're aware of those sort of things as we move forward with cruising, especially in Europe. Alaska has also been talking about this because a lot of them are just noticing how these huge ships hurt the economy a lot more than you would think, in terms of it just, the city will only have 3,000 people, and then you're offloading 5,000 to 6,000 people. So it's almost double the size of the entire city in one day at a time. And so a lot of them are at least maybe thinking about limiting it. So there's only like 3 days a week versus all 7, just because of what it does to the cities. So those are things to think about, especially when you are planning your next vacation. Either that, or you can use a travel advisor, and I can help you figure out what's the best trip for you, what you want to do, how it can benefit you in your next vacation, just truly understanding those sort of experiences. And I know this is a river cruising group, but I just wanted to know, I don't know if you've noticed a slight change. I'm doing a month-long transition, and one of those transitions is moving not just to river cruising, but to doing small boat cruising, so less than like 1,500 people, expeditions, so like my Galapagos trip, as well as river cruising. These are all things that are close to my heart. And I know that there are some people who don't think that they can get a true experience of a destination on a cruise, and I will tell you there are some destinations that I don't think you can. But when you're doing these smaller ships, you really get to experience more of a destination. For example, this week we're focusing on small ship cruising, and I have a lot of clients this year that are going to Spain on small ships. And so really being able to do like only Spain, those small little intimate places that the big ships can't get into, doing those longer stays, being able to experience more of a destination that way. So I definitely think that you can get a better experience. And it's still also something where you can say, well, I was on a ship once and I went to the city of Bilbao, which is in Spain. It is a beautiful area on the north side of Spain. I went there and I was like, I don't know what to expect from this place. It not my cup of tea, right? Like it's part of the trip. It's not why I went. I fell in love with it. It's so much amazing food, tapas. It's such a beautiful architecture. And it's definitely one of those places that I wouldn't have known about if I didn't go on a trip. And my friend and I still talk about how he wants to go for his 40th birthday to Bilbao and actually spend some time in northern Spain. So it's one of those things that you can use it as a starting off point if you want to experience multiple destinations. So I just wanted to say, we're focusing on transitioning the group. I'm very excited about kind of highlighting more things and how that small boat experience can get you to have a good part of your trip and you don't feel like you're missing out because you're spending more time in those ports, you're enjoying that sort of stuff. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday, that you get a nice and relaxing day before the work week starts. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them below. If you're thinking about a trip and you're like, what about this destination? What's the best way to experience it? I am here to help and support. And I just want you guys to have a great day. My dogs are yelling at me because I haven't fed them breakfast. I am an awful parent. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day.